Vista Del Mar project. Here's more.
24 acres, 26 floors, 796 hotel rooms, 300 condo units, a 60-home subdivision, and a water park. All of that slated for construction as part of the $700 million Vista Del Mar project near the Two Lovers Point Dos Amantes planning zone. Vista Del Mar has already applied for variances to double the height of their hotel. The project has received initial approval from the Tamuning Municipal Planning Council, but is currently trying to clear regulatory hurdles with the Hybrid Land Use Commission. Legislative Land Chair Speaker Therese Terlahi says GovGuam agencies have lodged their red flags on the record.
If you look through the agency's concerns, a lot of them have concerns. Some of them said, stop the project, don't move forward because of these concerns. Some of them said, we have these concerns. So if you can address these concerns, then, go ahead with the project. I'm looking very closely to see if you're going to put conditions on that is going to protect the environment, protect the concerns that have been raised, and whether we're going to be able to enforce those. And if not, then they should not be given approval for the project.
Vista Del Mar, if approved, would be built north of Tumon in what was zoned a decade ago as the Dos Amantes planning zone, an effort to promote hotel and resort construction outside of Tumon. But Guam Visitors Bureau President Carl Gutierrez said he knows little of the project. Meanwhile, environmental action group Save Southern Guahan has lodged its opposition to the development, and Speaker Terlahi says environmental concerns might not be the only ones at play. She adds cultural and historical assets could be disturbed as well.
I'm concerned, of course. Every time we know that all these areas across the shores of Guam are potential burial sites, especially in Tumon. And we know, that there are ancient villages sites as well.
A hearing before the Hybrid Land Use Commission for the project scheduled for December 23rd was postponed. This story is developing. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
The home of the Sharks can expect to see 90% of the new facilities design completed by the end of the month. That's according to Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez, who gave an update to the media outlets during a press conference on Wednesday.
We're still operating with that assumption that we're and that target of getting to 90%. Hopefully by the end of the month we'll be at that stage. In the meantime, we're preparing ourselves for future the steps that come after completion of the design. So that those steps include retaining construction management services. So we are going to need, as part of the plan, to bring on construction management support to help us not only finalize the design to 100%, review the design, but also work with whoever is going to end up building the school.
The next step after that would be to start the solicitation process for the financing and the work of building the new school. GDOE officials are eyeing this summer break to break ground for the new Simon A. Sanchez High School. As KUM News reported, Tanguichi Ruth Makio Architects signed a $5.7 million contract with GDOE to design the school in October of 2020. The Sharks' new facility will have 94 classrooms with skylights and be able to fit 1,900 students on campus, as well as a cafeteria of their own. The school will be purchased on a lease-to-own basis. The new learning institute is expected to be built by 2024. And although students were on Christmas break for 2 weeks, the Guam Department of Education was still working to improve its safety protocols in preparation for the returning students. GDOE ordered nearly $500,000 worth of canopies, chairs, and tables to address crowded hallways and parents' concerns of students not practicing proper social distancing. John Fernandez, the superintendent for GDOE, appeared on The Link Wednesday morning and stated that all orders have arrived, distributed to schools, and were being installed in December.
Those have all been delivered to the school, so they're all at the campuses. So those were happening during December to push those out. So so that should all be taken care of at the school site. So it's up to the schools how they want to deploy those supports to ensure that we can do what we can to maximize physical distancing on campus. So every school may have a different approach, but they do have the supplies on their campuses and at their at their disposal I believe, as of December.
In mid-September 2020, 276 canopies, 976 tables, and 7,096 chairs were ordered, totaling $226,119,028. And medical experts say besides getting the vaccine, the simplest thing you can do to protect yourself and others from COVID-19 is wear a mask. And the more the virus is resistant, the better. CBS 4's Russ McQuaid shows us how the mask you choose increases your odds of staying healthy.
When it comes to protection against COVID-19 and the Omicron variant, the K95 mask, that's about as good as you can get. Now the surgical mask, this is pretty good too, but when it comes to total protection, that cloth mask, that's just about as much decorative as it is functional.
During the early days of the pandemic, cloth masks were the most accessible facial barrier Hoosiers could find to protect against the unknown ravages of COVID-19.
I think we're still at the place where we know that cloth masks provide some protection, but not as much as surgical masks. And surgical masks provide quite a bit of good protection, but not as well as the N95 mask.
N95 is the gold standard of masks, which is why public health authorities make that recommendation now. And the KN95s from China are almost as good, even though they don't reach U.S. government standards.
They provide quite a bit of protection. In fact, several studies show that they provide more protection than surgical grade masks, but they aren't necessarily as effective as the N95s.
At Sun King Brewery, employees are masked. Customers are encouraged to do so too, and there's a handful on hand for those who leave their mask in the car.
We haven't had too many incidents where people are kind of like, hey, what are you doing here? It's just it's a request, and if you don't feel that that is you, then, you do you on that front.
Experts say once we get past COVID or find a way to manage it, many people may find it healthier to keep wearing their masks.
Our total number of flu cases went to almost zero last year. And I think those mitigation strategies have shown us that we have a way to try to control flu and colds.
Experts say central Indiana will likely struggle against the Omicron variant for about the next 6 weeks. Then the infections will drop off as the weather warms up in the springtime. At the same time, we got to remember there are other variants out there in the world just waiting to come ashore. In downtown Indianapolis, Russ McQuaid, CBS 4 News.
And although the season of giving is over, the Salvation Army keeps the spirit alive year-round by aiding those in need and supporting our community. Daniel Perez has our next story.
Over the holidays, you may have seen them at malls and other shopping outlets ringing bells and standing next to a big red bucket. You may have even donated something. Captain Eric Rood of the Salvation Army gave KUAM an update on how the Red Kettle and Bell Ringing campaign went.
We raised $34,000 in the kettle. So it's incredible the amount of difference it makes when you have a volunteer out ringing a bell as opposed to someone who's making minimum wage out there, because volunteers are excited. They get to see people and share their joy, and they see their neighbors and have family come down. And I think that's a lot of that's the fun part.
Corps Officer Carrie Rood expressed her joy on how successful the campaign was.
We've never seen the support that we've never seen it before.
It's so
to
generous.
This level.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just so invested in their island and they want to do for others. It's a beautiful thing. So it was a really good Christmas. It went very smoothly, and we were just richly blessed by the community because so many folks came out to help out.
Captain Rood says that the money gained from donations will be put to good use.
All the funds that we make directly stay here in our community. We are able to buy food for our food pantry, feminine items and children diapers and all the things that people need throughout the year.
Captain Rood added that the Salvation Army has a saying, "Need knows no season," and said that all donations will be used throughout the year to aid those families and individuals that are going through a tough time. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
And on the next episode of Pacific Matters on Monday after primetime, we sit down with Katie Mazuris, founder and CEO of Luta Security. She's a national leader in security research, having led efforts at Microsoft and the Department of Defense. In this clip, she shares some of the major security concerns for our region.
Cybersecurity is intertwined with the business of the port, whether it's military business, civilian business, all things having to do with with shipping and with notices of arrival of different items. There have definitely been a lot of attacks that take advantage of the fact that the ports have to operate in one manner or another in order for a strategic location to still be strategic. So I do think that overall cybersecurity is intertwined with everything that we do as a society, not just relevant to harbors, strategic ports, military bases, etc. All of us, are forever intertwined at this point in cybersecurity, whether we like it or not, and whether we try and stay off the grid or not. Our information is out there. Our records are kept by various local and federal government levels, and that information needs to be secured. So I do think that there will be jobs for everyone in cybersecurity if they choose to pursue a career in this field.
The next episode airs on Monday after prime time as we learn more about Katie, who's from Rhoda, and her leading efforts in the industry. Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have the newest inductee to the Culture Club, and still to come, Dave Delgado with sports. Keep it here.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back. Here's the newest inductee to KUAM's Culture Club.
Culture Club, brought to you by Honum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Hi, my name is Momoko Halstead. I am from Saipan, and that's where I have my workshop. I am a modernized jewelry maker. I use specifically spondylus in the majority of my artwork, and I have been doing this over 3 years now. It was me going to a garage sale first. I just found a Dremel. I didn't know what it was for or what. I just was like, oh, a Dremel. I just bought it. And so from there, I was like, maybe I could make something for myself. So I was like looking around, and I was like, oh, spondylus. It's something that Saipan, represents home, and that's how I started. It was for personal use, and I made myself necklaces, bracelets, and then my family members wanted a few, that I was wearing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll make you some. And so I made some for my friends and my family, and it was great gifts to give at that time. And that's how it started. It was all personal use in the beginning. Right now, I restock at the Shack only. It's kind of hard to manage with other places, so I kind of decided just the Shack for now. And then personal requests are on and off, especially that I just had a child. So personal requests are my favorite, though. I have more connection with my customers and what they want, and it's more personalized to them. But for the Shack, it's restocked every week. It still means a lot because it's made with a lot of time and love. Well, the first spondylus shells I got were from my cousin's boyfriend, and that's how I started thinking of spondylus as well. So a lot of the times I get them from friends. I get people offer me, do you want to buy this bunch? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll buy them. But the majority of the time, they're given to me. And then I do find spondylus here on the east side of Saipan. It's usually on the east side. In the beginning, I kind of tested out on myself what metals to use, what rope is best. And so I did spend a few dollars of my own to kind of experiment what everybody would like, which one's sellable. And so though I kind of realized the gold chains were really sellable. And now it's majority of my sales is the heart of CNMI, where the pendant is just a regular circle. It's like the traditional look where we used the spondylus money, that design. And so that's the most popular right now. I highly recommend trying it out. It might not be for you, but it takes a lot of time to learn the skill. And I do have my own club at Cagman High School. So I'm teaching special education as a teacher aide there. And I have like this small club where we meet Mondays and Wednesdays, and I teach them how to carve. First you gotta design your work, and then you create it, and then we're gonna decide if it's personal use or for selling. So that's what we were doing. I have a channel on Instagram. My account is spn.dillis670. Some people Saipandillis, SPNdillis, whichever works for you. That's the main account I use to communicate with my customers. So the main thing is I love seeing people give it to somebody else, give and to cherish a piece of home, and to share our culture, yes, of course, to the family members and their friends, and just seeing everybody loving the fact that it's from home. That's my motivation, where each piece can be given to somebody and you can take it anywhere you go, like a piece of home anywhere you go. And so that kind of really motivates me, especially like I said, personal use. Personal requests. Like sometimes they would ask me, oh, can you make like a cancer sign pendant? And so I would make it, My work has no timing. So let's say somebody orders something from me. I don't really usually give a time that it would be done, because I would like to work on it as much as with my 100% work, my love. And I guess it does take time. It's very time consuming, and so it could take months for an order, but people do wait. And I really appreciate everybody that has supported me, everybody that has helped me through all the years and gave me ideas, suggestions, and just even the Shack. They've supported me so much. I've started off with my earnest creation, and even them, they've given me this platform. And so I really appreciate everybody, especially the other spondylus artists out there. It's a real community that help each other with the artwork. And so I believe that anybody that's trying to do something should try it, and if you don't like it, just move on to the next,
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
All right, sports is next. Keep it here to KOAM.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us. for life.
Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade.
Academy Cougars basketball player Mia Taitano made it official by signing her letter of intent to play basketball for Vanguard University. Mia signed at the school's campus in front of her parents, coaches, and teammates.
Being able to sign now is really a blessing because I don't really have to worry about whether or how my future looks, but it does give me the motivation to continue to work hard knowing what's next. My parents made a lot of sacrifices for me to go out there, and they always push me to dream big and don't sell myself short.
Now for some McDonald's High School Basketball Classic highlights from the jungle. Islanders player Mark Morales drains the corner three. Guam High down 31-27 at the half. Traden Rosario cross-court pass to Cameron Brantley. Brantley goes through the lane for 2 of his 12 points here. Guam High trying to avoid the backcourt violation. Steal by Hendrix De Fiesta, who drives and gets the left-handed finish to go for 2 points. Panthers make it a game as time was winding down. Rosario off on the shot. Teammate Martin Walker crashes the boards and takes it right back up for the putback. Kyle Watanabe with the score off the steal. Kirsten Guzman with the assist to Zapanta for the go-ahead 3. Carl Vinca at the right place at the right time. Vinca scored 10 points. Islanders won 60-58. IT&E, Pacific Points, KUAM Sports, and Clutch will be hosting the Rising Stars high school football game this Sunday, January 9th at the GW Field. Before that game, there will be a youth football clinic from 12 to 4 in the afternoon for kids ages 10 to 14 years old. Check out guamtime.net to register. Participants will take part in football drills and skills workouts. To finish up the day, players will be split into teams and hit the field for some flag football games. Coaches from the Guam National Youth Football Federation will be on the field helping the young athletes sharpen up their game. The 2022 Rising Stars High School Football Showdown is going down this Sunday, January 9th at the GW Field. Guam's top freshman and sophomore players get a chance to suit up one last time. The game is dedicated to the players who missed out on their last youth football season.
Out of all these years I've been coaching, if you give a kid a little incentive, like how to play the sport, or at least a little taste of a game, then you see that their motivation will increase. They'll do more running, they'll do more working out, they'll try to be more attentive. Their attention span grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Just in the fact of just letting them play one more game or one more play, that really builds a lot of character on a player.
Teaming up for the Rising Stars will be FD Guam High, Simon Sanchez, and Teason High representing Team Phenoms. Southern High, GW, JFK, and Ukadu will represent Team Thrashers. Kickoff for the inaugural Rising Stars High School Football Showdown is scheduled for 6:30 at the GW Field.
I just want to play one last game because, my youth years, I could have played my last year in Matua, but it was canceled because of COVID-19. And yeah, I was just really excited.
I hated how we missed my last season for youth and sucked so bad.
Yeah, we're making new friends. Some of these guys, I've seen them on the field. Now to play with them is pretty fun. Yeah.
Tickets for the game are available on guamtime.net. Gates will open at 5:30. Catch the live stream Sunday, 6:30 p.m. on KUAM TV8. Also streaming on KUAM's Facebook page.
Unfortunately, due to COVID, we didn't have the opportunity for these boys to play the last couple of years, so this is a perfect opportunity for them to come out and show their skill set and what they're made of with their true peers. I know some of the guys, they played varsity football, but again, this is an opportunity to play with their true peers, which hopefully will help their confidence and instill into them that they really can play this game at a higher level.
The All-Star game, those are just the juniors, seniors. Sometimes sophomore and freshmen fall under the radar, and they just never get shown their skill.
I'm glad that my work these past few months have been recognized and that I get the opportunity to show that I've really grown over the season.
I'm excited for the upcoming game because we didn't get to play the last season, so we couldn't show who's going to be great and who's getting better and stuff like that. So it's finally an opportunity to show.
I think it's another opportunity to make more
more friends and to show the whole league that the underclassmen are better players too.
One of the things that we look at here is this group actually missed
Beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Get it out, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday this weekend on Saturday, January 8th to Wyatt J. Sean Regis Babauta. Happy birthday number 9. Hey, to Wyatt. You are getting love from your Regis and Babauta families, and we wish each and every one of you a very safe and healthy island weekend. So Wyatt, number 9, have a absolutely perfect island birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and your birthday. That's all we have time for from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching. Have a safe weekend.